Hi everyone, it's Rose, the author of Excel with Love, and today I wanted to share another personal story of mine, which I briefly talked about in another video. And that's about a time when I lived in another country and my children and I were eating inside a fast food restaurant. And I happened to notice three little children outside who were begging for food. And if you were to see these children, your heart would break because they didn't have any shoes on. Their clothes were very torn, and you could see them going up to strangers, asking for food and asking for money. And there'd be times that they'd get rejected or brushed off like they didn't want to be, the people didn't want to be bothered. There are times, though, that some people were kind and generous and gave them something. But the interesting thing that I observed is in between begging, these three little children were acting like little children do. They were playing with each other, they were laughing, they were dancing, they were singing at times. At times, they were fighting with each other, and you could see one of them defending the other. And then a few minutes later, they're back to being best friends again. And, they were just being like little kids are when they're outside and playing. And I remember turning to my children and saying to them, look at that. These little children don't have anything, but yet they're able to enjoy the moments in between. And I bring this story up because it reminds me of an interview that I did for KGET Studio 17. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see that interview. But I was asked the question that what can children teach us about the power of love? And in short, I basically said everything. I feel that children teach us how to live life. Now, I don't know if you've ever observed children when they're together or just in general, but there's this innocence about them where they look at life through rose-colored glasses. Um, they have this innocent honesty about them that with their feelings, and you observe them when they're playing together. Like I said, one minute they're enjoying the moments with their friends, and then the next minute they're fighting, and then the next minute they're friends again. They forgive so easily, and they just purely love. I remember how many times my own children would say things to me like, oh mommy, I love you so much. And it would melt my heart in those little moments when they would share those types of things with me. And they just enjoy life, and they laugh and they play and they have these huge imaginations, and they dream. And as we grow older, we tend to lose that because, as people say, there's so many stresses in life and things to worry about. And you know it's hard to stay in that state of mind where you can just easily let go and enjoy life. And I don't feel that's necessarily true. As I can go back to that moment a long time ago when I was living in another country. And you look at these little children who were living in poverty. And I don't know if you know what it's like to see the kind of poverty that's in other countries around the world. It's very, very hard to see how the conditions are, people living, in in sewage, among sewage and trash, and like living. I remember there was a family. I might cry because bringing me back all these memories. Like a family of four, I should say six. They had four children living in this tiny, tiny little room and slept on cardboard boxes. But yet, despite that, looking at these little children, they were still able to enjoy those moments in between. And I feel that that way of looking at life, and this is just my opinion, um, that's the best way to look at life. That even though we can have hard times, even though we can have stresses, that we can still enjoy life, and we can still love our neighbor, and we can still forgive easily, and we can let go of all the negativity and just embrace everyone and everything. And call me idealistic, but I do believe that we can be that way and love big like little children and see life through rose-colored glasses. Um, so I just wanted to share that because I feel like it's so important to share more positivity and positive messages to give people a different perspective and way of looking at things. So if you like this video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And once again, I'm sending love from my heart to all of you who are watching and wishing all of you a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.